Yo, woo, yo, it's finally here. What's up, everybody? It's Fabio Potent. You know this, bringing you guys today. Nothing special, nothing happened. There wasn't anything that happened on Twitter. Nothing happened with Kaisen. No, fuck that. Anime is here, man. If you haven't seen the PV for the new Jujutsu Kaisen anime, go peep that, man. I'm about to talk about it. Make sure you go look at that first. Not gonna spoil anything for the story. If you're like thinking, you're just checking out this video. If you're like just somebody who saw the trailer is interested in maybe just peeping the anime, not really diving headfirst into the manga. You want to wait for the first season. I'm not gonna talk about anything major. No major plot lines. I'm not gonna talk about anything. Be really like vague and just talk about this shit. But today I just want to talk about what this anime means for me and a lot of people. Cause I've seen a lot of people talking about it on Twitter. Also, how long I think it's gonna be, and depending, I think it's gonna be the truth. I'm gonna say that, and basically that's the only two things I'm gonna talk about. So without further ado, man, let's just get straight to the video. So the Kaisen anime, it got announced. It's coming out this October 2020, which is phenomenal. And I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous for a second, but not because, well, I'll say it because we got news about the Kaisen anime. We knew that it was announced that an anime would begin production. So what that means is probably like Shueisha was probably like, okay, we're gonna pursue an anime, and that means deals have to be done, studios have to be talked to, directors need to be needed, and stuff like that. And we heard nothing for quite a while. It was quite quiet, we didn't hear a peep about anything about the Kaisen anime for quite a while. And then, I was nervous for a second because then the COVID thing hit, and I was wondering, like, oh God, like, please to God, do not let Kaisen fall into fucking production hell. Basically we all know what that means. This is when something gets stuck in production hell, nobody wants to pick it up, and it's just in like limbo. It's not axed, but it's not fully going through either. And we weren't there, because we got confirmation that Kaisen anime is going to be done by Studio Mappa. Haven't looked at the full cast yet, so I don't know about the directors and all that shit. You can just look that up. That shit's everywhere right now. But it makes sense because I saw something that the director was working on Guide of High School. So probably what this lets me know though is that Shueisha actually cares about Kaisen. Well, because it's a profitable IP, right? It's really popular in Japan. It's more popular in Japan than it is in the West. I think this anime is gonna help it a lot. From the PV, the little bit I've seen, it's gonna definitely get people's attention. But if you're a Kaisen fan, people really don't know about this series like that. It's not that well known. People know about it, but people haven't read it. And that's one of the reasons why I made my channel, because I'm pretty sure if you read Kaisen, you type it in, it's not that many people live reacting, making discussion topics about the series. If there are, then I don't know about them. But it's not like a One Piece, a My Hero, even a Black Clover, or stuff like that. Attack on Titan, even JoJo, where it's like you look and you can just find people covering it everywhere, talking about it everywhere. The Kaisen, it wasn't really like that. I've been reading this since chapter 15, and I've been trying to get people to read it for a minute. No way, my homie finally started. I've been giving him the volumes because of the English translated volumes. He's fucking with it, but like nobody else has really been reading this series like that. So I'm glad to see that this PV broke the anime Twitter, like as they say, the Annie Twitter as they call it. It broke it. It was trending all night. The PV has over 100,000 likes, over 70,000 retweets. It's phenomenal. It has a lot of buzz. People are paying attention to it. People are deciding to read the manga right now. People are saying, okay, I'm gonna peep the anime. And I know it has buzz right now because people are even shitting on Kaisen for no reason, which is hilarious to me. People were I got on Twitter and they can say, oh, it don't matter, this shit mid. Like, first of all, nobody was even talking about Kaisen. Like, now that it has an anime adaptation, it's funny what an anime adaptation could do for a manga, right? You read a manga by yourself, you in a small community, it's popular in Japan, maybe not that popular in the West as we are, or, as Western, obviously, whatever you're in Europe, America, whatever, stuff like that. And it gets a good, what looks to be a good, we don't know yet, right? It's like, it's clips, we don't know. Animes have to be watched. We have to see how the season pans out before we judge it. But from the clips, it looked like gas. And the niggas is already shitting on it. And it hasn't even come out. You haven't even read it. The anime is not, it's not even a full trailer. and you already saying it's mid. That's crazy, but that just lets me know the hype is real. So I'm glad to see the Kaisen community has been so loving and so good about this so far. I haven't seen any gatekeeping. I haven't seen elitism and assholes saying, "Oh, if you wasn't here from the beginning," blah. Nah, all I've seen is people saying, "Yes, this is the anime adaptation we wanted. We wanted the anime to be good to bring people in the series," and I appreciate that. I like that kind of fandom. It doesn't seem like anybody is trying to be like, people genuinely are happy for people who are about to become anime onlys and maybe just watch the anime, or people who begin as anime onlys and then pick up the manga. The Kaisen family, I'll call it, is just genuinely happy that this is getting adapted and seems to be justice, because I think Shueisha actually cares about this IP, for the instance that they got the same director from Studio Mappa who's also doing God of High School. I don't know his name. I'm gonna have to look up. Maybe I'll do some research after this. I'm done recording. I'll put up on screen, or maybe like his name, some of the things that he's done. But I know he's doing God of High School, which is about to come out, and that looks just like meathead action. I'm gonna watch it. I don't really care. I'll take hype as long as it don't just give me hype, and I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? Not everything got to be the best thing in the world, but. And then he's about to do Kaisen. Now, what that tells me is that Shueisha actually cares about this, because they waited until this man was done with his other project so that he could work on this, instead of maybe just shoving it out there, giving it to anybody and say, "Okay, you're busy right now, and we'll just give it to them and push it out, and then we can just get it out," because the fans wanted it. You know, the fans have been eager for this, but they waited, and I appreciate that. It shows me that they care. I don't know the voice actor's name. I'll put him up on screen. The same guy who plays Awazaya from My Hero, Eraserhead, and Yami from fucking My Hero. Yami from Black Clover. Also, Grimmjow from Bleach. He plays him as well, I guess. He's gonna be playing Sukuna, which is great. Picture them. That's gonna be a great voice, and it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be stuff like that. Even though, fun fact, whenever I read Kaisen manga, like the voice in my head I have for Sukuna is like a British guy. I don't know why. I just give him a British accent. It's so funny. But anyways, yeah. So the anime looks great. From what I can see, is they're keeping the dark style. It's not bright. It's not colorful. It's dark. It looks like they're really going for the horror aspect with the curses. It looks like it's not about they're not about to water it down. They're staying true to the source material, which is nice, because the one thing we know about Kaisen, if you're reading it, and if you don't, Kaisen is a series about, basically, to put it in like a simple way, they're basically like exorcists, I say. They're a group of exorcists, I would say, just to put it in like the most low-hanging fruit, bare minimum explanation without going into depth, super spoiling people who might be anime owners. They're basically exorcists who exercise, they actually perform curses and shit like that, and bad energies and shit like that, and stuff like that. So the show gets pretty tweaked. It gets pretty weird, I'll just say this is not too big, but like every arc starts off as if it's a case file, like it's a police report explaining the situation, this incident occurred. So it's kind of like, in that, which is where I preach about Kaisen. It's like they're actually an organization of exorcists who exercise curses and so on. So it looks like they're keeping into the dark aspect. The action from the clips I've seen, you can see is when Irido, usually he's going crazy, and it's from so far. It seems that they have animated like the first 3 chapters, because Nobara pops up. I believe she pops up in chapter 2, 3. I'm not remembering, and it's like we see the beginning in the first chapter and everything like that. So they show Nobara, my girl. Hold on. Oh, I ain't even got it. Hold on. Nobara. They showed her, and she looks phenomenal in the anime. She looks great, and it's funny, right? Because I see a lot of people talking about, oh, she's so beautiful, this and that. She looks adorable, which is fine. I mean, yeah, she's gorgeous, whatever. But like, I like Nobara for another side of her. Like, it's deeper. It's not even I don't even know when they're gonna get to it. But there's a side of her that I really enjoy. And there's a side of her that is not really seen on the surface level. So whenever they get to that, I'm enjoy it. But Nobara, she looks amazing in the anime. Fushiguro looks amazing. Gojo looks amazing. Everybody looks great. It looks great from the little clips that I've seen. So let's talk about maybe how long I think it's going to be. Now, if the Kaisen anime is the traditional, what I think it will be, because Kaisen, I believe it's like 103, 104 chapters right now. It's not that many. I'm hella behind, by the way. Expect a triple chapter live reaction this Sunday. I need to catch up on that shit. I'm about to read it. I've been slacking. Been playing video games. I ain't gonna lie, nigga. Been playing video games, but I'm gonna get back on that weekly. But I think a good place for the Kaisen anime to end, if it is, let's say, let's say if it's a 13, 12 episodes, the traditional, which I think it will be. I think the good place for the anime to end would probably, if they can, I think they can get there, it would be the Young Fish and Reverse Punishment arc. Won't say what it's about, but if you read it, you know. I think that's when Kaisen hits his full stride. I've been reading the series like since chapter 15, so when that arc hit, I was like, okay, this shit is on a different level. Shit happened that I did not expect. I'm not gonna say what, but I think that's when you really see just how dark and what kind of series Kaisen is gonna be. And we get introduced to one of my favorite characters who will remain nameless because I don't want people to get spoiled. And I think it's great. So that's gonna be good. So I think if they could get there, that would be a good place to end, because you introduce, I think you get the full power system explained in that amount of time. They're gonna explain the power system. You get to see characters in action. There's a lot of fights that far, and I think it's a good place to end, because I think it's gonna leave the fans of the anime onlys on a really good note to leave off on if they just do the whole Young Fish and Reverse whatever. I forgot what it was called. I'm gonna have to look. Let me look at this shit real quick. Hold on. Young Fish and Reverse Punishment. If they end on that arc, I think that would be a great place, because you get the full scope, like I said, of Kaisen. You understand it. You see what kind of series this is, and you're like, okay, this is what distinguishes this series among different ones. You know, every series to me has that, or should have that arc where, okay, this show is different. You know, someone say, okay, One Piece, Arlong Park. You know, that's what people would say. Like, okay, this arc is like, this is the creme de la, like, this is where you see, oh, I see what this series is, and we're like, the potential, like, where we're going. Okay, I see what you're trying to give me. So, I think that would be a great place to end. I think they could do that in 12, 13 episodes. I think they could get to that arc and then, yeah, end it there. And I think that's perfect, because I think, keep it at the seasonal pacing. I think it would be great. So, that's really it. Nothing else to really say. Just general hype thoughts, stuff like that. I don't want to keep this video too long. But yeah, Kaisen anime is coming out this October 2020. I'm going to be watching it. You should watch it too. And if you read the manga and you're here, I'm going to catch up. I'm 3 chapters behind, but then I'm going to get back on it weekly. Just been playing been playing fucking Sakura Wars and fucking Final Fantasy 7 remake and shit. It's taking my whole life. Yeah, so I'm going to get back on the Kaisen weekly. I'm a Kaisen guy, Kaisen channel. If you're interested in Gojo, Satoru Gojo, check out my Why is Gojo So Badass video. Yeah. Thinking about maybe doing some videos on since the anime's coming out, why not doing some videos on the characters, talk about them. That's why I love the characters in Kaisen so much, because I'll just say this and I'll leave it on that. This will be the last thing I'll say about the series. Madness is such a common theme in Kaisen. Power and madness. And I love that about it. So, yeah, man, without further ado, we gonna get out of here, man. You all know what it is, man. Jujutsu Kaisen anime, October 2020. I cannot wait. I'm so fucking ready. So let's do this. I'll see y'all in the next one. Wash your damn hands.